So this is it, guys. The price of Bitcoin has finally closed the monthly above 28,000 range, and now since we have the new CPI for this month of April, where could the price of Bitcoin be heading, and also what kind of scenario should we expect next in the medium short term? We are going to talk about all of this one by one in today's video, so please destroy that like button if you haven't done it yet, and for those individuals watching for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Now let me start here in a monthly time frame, because the capitulation phase, which we were talking since couple of months, has finally ended. Yes guys, this indicator right now is flashing an end to this capitulation phase, which could result in some bullish movement for the upcoming months and even for the upcoming years, because in the past price action we have found out whenever the price of Bitcoin has found support above this 200 weekly moving average and also found support above this long-term resistance line, what has unfolded after that? After that, we have ended the capitulation phase, and as soon as the capitulation phase ended, we had a very nice impulsive movement playing out here in price action of Bitcoin. Another similar scenario unfolded here. Capitulation phase began, and when we ended the capitulation phase, you can see, right, the price was above this 200 weekly moving average and also above the falling trend line. And after that, we had a very nice impulsive movement, even though we did had few months of downtrend, even the Black Swan event was included, but at the end, the price did continue the uptrend, even formed a new all-time high. And now, if we look in our case, guys, the price of Bitcoin was clearly in a downtrend since 2021, and now we have officially ended this capitulation phase. We have found support above 200 weekly moving average and also support above this long-term resistance line, which is considered very bullish, because we know, guys, in the medium short term, even if the price of Bitcoin does show any sort of shakeout, now this 200 weekly moving average around 25,500 range is going to be acting as a very strong support for Bitcoin, because we know in a weekly time frame, where could the price of Bitcoin be getting gravitated before it chooses a trend duration? Between 30,000 to 33,000 range. Why? Because in the past price action, we have found out each and every time the price of Bitcoin got attracted towards this falling trend line, after finding support, we have shown a very nice relief rally. And if you look at this relief rally ended when we got attracted towards this 0.5 Fibonacci line before turning bearish, right? And when we came across this rising trend line one more time, we found support, we even made a new all-time high. So in our case, a very similar movement could be playing out. Price showing a relief rally, getting attracted towards this 0.5 Fibonacci line from this high till this low. In that case, the 0.5 will be around 40,000, but we have said this is the best case scenario for Bitcoin. But in the medium short term, where we could be getting gravitated is the next area of confluence between 30,000 33,000 range, because we have found out that around that area the price of Bitcoin could be, right, testing one of the most important resistance line as well. I mean, if we look at this area, 30,000 33,000, this horizontal line has been acting as one very important line of support. So this exact line is going to be acting as a resistance between 30,000 to 33,000 range. So that's why even though 30,000 33,000 could be looked as our potential upcoming target, we still have to be careful, because right now it's not just only this rising trend line indicating the price could be getting gravitated around the next area of confluence, but if you also look at this inverse head and shoulder, which is playing out here in a weekly time frame, we have talked about this already in my video. And right now, since the price is also showing this bullishness, we still need to be careful, because only thing what is missing right now is a retest around the neckline before showing impulsiveness. So even if the price does get attracted towards 30,000 33,000, we have to be careful, because after that we could see some bigger retracement towards 27,000, even up to 25,000 range, before price finally starts showing this accumulation and starting a new markup phase. And I am going to show you why that would make a lot of sense later in this video, because for now doesn't matter whichever scenario you look at, 30,000 33,000 look as a potential upcoming target for Bitcoin, even according to this symmetrical triangle. This symmetrical triangle scenario so far is playing out perfectly with some range bound, just like I shown in the example. We could be slowly heading towards the upside, and the target from this symmetrical triangle is around 30,000. So 30,000, 33,000 is lining up perfectly. And even according to this ascending triangle is considered bullish, but in most of the cases what happens, price fakes out and then again continues the uptrend. This has happened plenty of time in past price action, so that's why I want you guys to be careful. But even though if that is going to happen, we know around 27,000, 25,000 we have one of the most important support lining for Bitcoin in a bigger time frame. And now according to this ascending triangle, if the price does continues this uptrend, you can see 33,000 is our price objective. So 33,000, 30,000 between that range before choosing a trend duration. But now this here is going to be another interesting scenario for Bitcoin. We have a new CPR for this month of April, and according to the CPR, it is a ascending CPR. Ascending CPR forms in an uptrend, and since this here is also an ascending CPR, it is indicating a bullish momentum for the month of April. And now if we look at the price action of Bitcoin, if we look at the CPR lines, you can see guys, the price of Bitcoin is choosing a trend duration without touching any of the CPR lines. We haven't touched any of this. So what happens in most of the cases? In most of the cases, the price gets attracted towards the CPR line first before choosing a trend duration. So that's why we have to be careful. Even though the price of Bitcoin here is flashing bullish movement at least towards 30,000, 33,000 in the upcoming days, we still have to be careful because this is a VCPR, and only after testing the support from this VCPR, price likes to continue the uptrend. So that's why this 27,100 is definitely going to be looked as one of the area where we could be getting gravitated before price chooses a trend duration. But in general guys, this is a ascending CPR. Ascending CPR only gets formed during an uptrend. The month of April definitely looks bullish for Bitcoin. And now if this trend is going to continue even after some test here, R1 is the first target, which is around 31,900, R2 35,300, and you can see guys, R3 is around 41,500 range. So this R3 is definitely going to be a no-brainer target for Bitcoin. But for now, our focus is simply going to be around this R1 line, which is around 31,900 range. So 30,000, 33,000 between that range is where we are also focusing right now. But please keep this in mind. Even if the price of Bitcoin does shows a pullback first towards the CPR line before continuing this uptrend like this, it would make a lot of sense. Why? Because if we look at the price structure in a 4-hour time frame, you can see guys, the price of Bitcoin in that case could be forming this so-called reaccumulation phase from Wyckoff. And according to the reaccumulation phase from Wyckoff, where are we right now? We are in this phase B. Yes guys, we are in this phase B, and just like as shown in an example, phase A, retracement towards the phase B, more of a range bound, and then a final leg down towards the phase C. And if you look in our case, this is a very similar movement. Phase B, impulsive movement, right? This one here, a retracement towards the lower trend line, and then a rally here to test the previous temporary line. Rejection, double top type of formation, slowly get attracted towards the phase C before consolidating and finally starting a price movement here like this. So that's why top CPR line 27,100 and central CPR line around 25,700 is going to be one of the most important support for Bitcoin. So that's why guys, that's why any sort of a movement here to the downside doesn't necessarily mean the price is going to be bearish, because we could be forming this reaccumulation phase from Wyckoff and then slowly continue this uptrend like this. So guys, these were some of the quick update that I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please destroy that like button, and for those individuals watching for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Now by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.